What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? We are finally sitting down to start Ghost of Yotei. Oh my god, it was an ordeal getting this game to you guys. Day one, it came out. I had to wait for my collector's edition to come in the mail. Before anybody gives me shit about getting the collector's edition, leave me alone. I wanted the mask for this game and the mask from the last game to sit next to each other, so I felt good about myself. So I had to wait for my collector's edition to come in. Of course, through the mail. So it gets in the afternoon because PlayStation can't just email me the digital code because, you don't give me a steel bookcase to put the code in, or you don't get, there's no disc. Just email me the code and send me the goodies. Like, that's whatever. So I had to wait for that to come in. I was then busy with family stuff over the rest of that day. Couldn't record. Friday comes along. Okay, awesome. I'm going to sit and I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it up today. Well, I had to record that, and then I was going to record a couple videos for Digimon Story Time Stranger. Problem with that was the footage that I had of the demo, that was the first couple hours of the game, was corrupted or something, so I had to completely re-record that. Then, so all that's done. Saturday comes along. I get all the editing done. I get the voice recordings and everything set. So all I have to do is just put them together in the editor. I'm sitting. It's like 4 p.m. I'm like, okay, I got to put my shit together and start uploading. I start putting it together, and then my computer decides, hey, you want to toss me out a window? Well, you're gonna. I'm sitting here freaking out going, what the fuck is happening? I thought it was Adobe just being an asshole. No, it turns out it was my portable drive that I keep all the raw footage on. Decided, oh yeah, hey, by the way, you're going to have to completely restart your computer about 4 or 5 times, fix the drive, blah, blah, blah. It was a whole process. Eventually, it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I gotta put at least the one thing I got done today up. So here we are Sunday, and finally getting into this game. Thank you for the wait, everybody. It was life got in the way. I very much apologize. So let's actually sit and talk Yotei. Look, hi, kitty. How you are mad? Okay, I will pet you. Sorry, one of my cats is sitting here going, I don't know if you can hear her being mouthy. She's sitting behind the microphone. Okay, hopefully you guys can still hear me. Had to actually stop the recording because she was getting in the way of everything, headbutting the microphone. So I actually had to stop the recording while I was. And now I'm sitting in a very uncomfortable position, so let's get through this intro and get into the gameplay. No, man, Ghost of Yotei. I wanted to come into this game ignoring all the political stuff surrounding it. Yes, I understand some developers got fired for some very, in my opinion, heinous comments. Look, some people are still mad at Square because they didn't apologize hard enough. I'm like, look, they fired the people. That was good enough for me. I think that mea culpa. Let's move on. So I think Square. Did I say Square? I meant Sucker Punch did the right thing there. I know that the main voice actress for the main character is one of those virtue posters on Twitter and all that stuff. And everybody was already on edge, seeing that female character for the sequel to this beloved game that had a male character, while we're also all playing samurai, so everybody immediately thinks Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I wish it wasn't this way, but pretty much any time that you have a female action lead, it's always going to be met with this question of, is there a reason, or is it, or are we going to girl boss? And I completely understand that. Don't get me wrong. But I wanted to try and ignore that stuff and say, yeah, okay, let's go in, separate art and artist, and let's just give this game a shot and take a look. And I got to say, so far I'm loving it. I really am. About 2.5 hours of playthrough. It does what I think Tsushima did very well in style. I think the only thing compared to Tsushima that I think it took a step back in, because everything else I think is on the same level. I think gameplay is still really fun. I think the writing's pretty good so far. I mean, it's not, I'm not saying it deserves an Oscar, but it's good. The writing's fine. The characters are good. I think the main character comes across. She's kind of stoic and angry, but I mean, this is a revenge story. You know, her family was killed by the people that she's going after in this game, so, you know, she kind of has a reason to be. You know, she's a tomboyish kind of character, born to a swordsmith, so that actually explains why she's able to use the sword. You know, goes to war after her family was killed. You know, she escapes, because this takes place in Ezo, which is Hokkaido, northern Japan. So she escapes to, you know, more mainland Japan, fights in some wars, which, okay, you want to say, well, she's a woman, she wouldn't fight in wars. I really don't care. At some point, this is all told to us through exposition. Yeah, it's a little bit of tell, not show, but again, it's not awful. It's not in your face girl bossing. You know, it's not Legend of Korra breaking through that wall. You got to deal with it, sort of shit. So I'll take it. But really, she's been a perfectly fine character throughout this. I think the voice acting is good. I think animation wise, it's on par with Tsushima. Gameplay wise, on par with Tsushima. I need to explore the open world a little bit more, but so far I think it's fine. I think if anything, this game really does only fall short from Tsushima in one area, and I think that is going to be its thematic resonance with people. Because I think what made Tsushima so interesting was the fact that it really dealt with concepts of this honor culture and how Jin had to almost go against it to be able to fight against the Mongol horde. He essentially saved everyone but lost everyone in the process because he went against this honor culture, and especially everything with his uncle, which was just chef's kiss at the end. So it had a lot of philosophical questions and a lot of thematic stuff in there, where I think this game is going to be a little bit more simple, being just a revenge story. Not necessarily to its negative. I like a revenge story as much as the next guy. You know, I don't have a problem with that. It's just, I think some people could sit and say, oh, well, it's a step back. So, you know, it's to each their own on that one. But I mean, really, so far, I've enjoyed the game. And look, I'm gonna stop yakking. I'm gonna go feed this cat or hold them or whatever, because I think they just want attention. You're a good girl. Okay. So enjoy the rest of the game. Enjoy my dulcet tones as we continue playing, and enjoy Ghost of Yotei. Okay, let's get things going officially now. I had a cat sitting on my desk and computer that was keeping me from working. So, as you're seeing, we're playing on just your generic difficulty. This game comes with Kurosawa mode, which is awesome, but now we're playing subtitled. I have heard that the upper difficulties are actually quite difficult, and this game does a really cool thing where you can, it does one of those, where you can modulate the difficulty. So, you know, you can make certain things easier and certain things harder, so.
What are we going to do with this one, Saito?
Make an example. I'm sorry it came to this, little wolf.
No, I'll say the tsuba on that the katana that was shoved through her shoulder is the tsuba that you get as part of the collector's edition.
Died, my mother told me stories.
It's actually really nice. It's a cool looking tsuba.
Ruthless spirits who wander the land, seeking vengeance. The night my family was massacred, I became such a spirit. Fleeing to the south, I was alone, hungry, and terrified. I found strength in the bruises on my skin, in the memory of a burning tree. But it was in war that I learned to kill. I bloodied my father's blade with nameless enemies, picturing the outlaws who murdered my family. After 16 years, I've come home to the wilds of Ezo. I will avenge my family, and I will join them in death. Every member of the Yotei 6 will suffer. Starting with the snake.
You know, I went back and forth on that cinematic. Look, this game style-wise, I said this earlier, just hits the just 100%, man. Just crushes it. I love the style here. They really like to use the motion controls and the touchpad for the PS5 controller, but eh.
The snake.
What was I about to say? But I feel for some people that intro would be a little too, what's the phrase? A little too exposition-y. I know that's not really a phrase, but I know some people don't like exposition dumps. I don't mind them, especially this game. I really think this game kind of does a very good job of just kind of dropping you in. You know, it has a very short intro and tutorial before it lets you kind of essentially just lets you loose in the open world.
The kitsune. Spider. The dragon.
There is a reason those two are mentioned together. I do believe they are brothers. And they are also the sons, I do believe, of the leader of the Yotei 6. Or Yotei 6, sorry.
Still with me?
Fourth wall break. Yeah, I know that's it's a little like, really, he had a fourth wall break there, but I kind of liked it. Yeah, they use wolf imagery a lot for her. Her tsuba has two wolves on it. That's what her tsuba is on her sword. You know, like, as you meet people in the game, they join her quote-unquote wolf pack, shall we say. Honestly, for me, I wish they would have done something with the Mibu wolves. You know, gone into the Bakumatsu and or save that for like a different game where like they would do a tale during the Bakamatsu, along with the Shinsengumi and all that, because they start. If I remember correctly, they started off as a group called the Mibu Wolves.
Hey, get his legs.
Oh, and if you're wondering on the time period of this game, how everything lines up like that, I believe the first game took place. The first game took place in 1200 something. This game takes place in 1600 something. So I mean, it's 16 to 17.
Aren't you?
I'm not exactly sure what the dates are. I know it takes place in the Edo period, so I think it's about 1600 to about 1720-ish. That is after the black ships had arrived. So this is what. So we'll get introduction to guns in this game. So matchlocks and whatnot.
What the? She killed him. You are going to regret that.
But yeah, just if anybody was curious, for a second there, I thought this wasn't during the Sengoku, during the Sengoku Jidai, but no, it is not. It is the God damn it, that's sick. I love this feature. You can pick up swords and shit and throw them. Except you're going to see me for like the first 2 hours not understand how the hell that works, because I hold R2, which switches. In this game, they don't use stances. You have different weapons. Like you have a katana, dual katana. You'll get access to the Kasarigama and a Yotei. So a spear, the sickle and weight. 2 katanas, which I think they should have done a katana and a wakizashi, but that's just me. And just the regular katana. So instead of doing all the different shifting of stances that Jin did, she swaps weapon styles. So that's set to R2. But, oh god, he's so fucking creepy. But so is, picking up weapons. So I hold R2, thinking that that's, hold it and throw it, and then I think it's a timing thing. Eventually it's like, no. You tap R2 to pick something up, and then you just chuck it. I love that. It's just a simple kind of fuck you. Again, this is just a very nice, simple tutorial. It's quick, it's easy. It doesn't do like 3 or 4 missions to explain the basic principles of the game to you. No, it's very. We're gonna get into everything as fast as we can. See, like right there, I'm holding R2 and she won't throw. That's because I'm holding R2, so it thinks I'm trying to switch to single katana. And it's still giving me that problem. Yeah, first death, super easy, or super early, because I was fucking around with stuff. So far, trying to think here. From what I have seen, what was it? Dual katanas is more about speed, and you should use it against enemies who are going to use the yari, or a spear, against you. Against opponents who are going to use, katanas. That's your one-on-one katana to focus on power and overpower them. I'm not sure what the Kasarigama is going to do, and I'm not sure what the Yari, I don't know what their kind of like specific, their specialties or what have you are going to be.
Who are you? You live, little wolf. I thought we killed your whole family. But here you are. The swordsmith's daughter.
My name is Atsu.
And if you
Didn't want to fight.
couldn't
but
tell,
I
the
am
snake is clearly the weakest of the Yotei 6, hence why we deal with him pretty much right at the beginning of the game. Part of me thinks that we shouldn't have gotten a boss, or you know, one of like one of the 6 so early, but it gives you, again, it sets the stakes, it sets the, you know, it sets the stakes, kind of pushes us
Did you dream of this?
right into the main conflict of the game.
You don't scare me!
You know, I think it does everything. It really does everything that you would need to, you know, for this game to actually start with one of the guys who killed her family. I think it works.
You waited too long to come.
Even though it does kind of give you that feeling of, hey, you know, he's it kind of makes him feel weak.
Oh, damn beast!
We get a look at an interesting skill because we kind of have a wolf companion. So essentially, if you're going to, it looks like you're going to die in combat, the wolf will come and give you a save. Which, as you're seeing, I mean, like, you take good damage in this game, you know, especially because I'm very lightly armored. You take pretty substantial damage off of just one simple hit. As you saw there, that is triangle. That is our strong strike. That is a, I believe it's called an Iaido. Or an Ei. Essentially, it's using the drawing speed of the sword to go right into a strike.
You should have stayed.
Watch Rurouni Kenshin if you,
No! No!
watch Rurouni Kenshin if you want to see a interpretation of Iaido in fiction. I actually like how they have her killing the snake, because again they show this real moment of vulnerability that she is not as you know, because you have that badass intro, she's burning the house down, you know, I've learned to kill in war and all this, but we find she's not an unstoppable killing machine. She's not as good as she necessarily thinks she is, I guess you could say. The guiding wind, again, this game is kind of light on the supernatural elements. I mean, they did the same thing with Jin. But again, they show her frantically, have to almost improvise to kill her first target by, taking his knife and killing him like that. She has to, again, she barely makes it through the weakest member. So it shows that she needs to get stronger throughout her journey, that she's not ready yet. But it also does a very good character thing of showing that she's willing to crawl through the mud and do what she has to get to kill her target. And I fucking love this. No way would that be that clean, but that's really cool. Yeah, as I was saying, though, I really think that this moment really does give us that a look at Atsu's character of what she's willing to go through, but also how much further she has to go on her journey to be able to accomplish it. This is what I'm talking about, how she provides this tough front, but she isn't, again, a quote-unquote, kind of girl boss character. At least, again, in my opinion. Also, Atsu, you didn't completely clean off your sword when you, wiped it on that cloth, so your sword still would have been bloody and gross. You probably don't want to put that away in your scabbard. Just saying. You were also stabbed in the stomach. Maybe you'd want to, bandage that. Because, I mean, you're, again, as much as you want to, I believe the term is aura farm, as you ride out of the village, you still got stabbed in the stomach. You might... Internal bleeding's a thing. But I know, style, which, okay, credit to this game. I fucking love the style. I said that about Tsushima. I fucking loved how much style that game had. And this is pretty sick, too. I'm very easy to please. It's kind of like when they do some cool, like, sweeping cinematic shots in Red Dead. I fucking love them. Again, westerns and samurai movies. I love both of them. And I'll still make the argument.
Been gone so long. Any ideas, boy? Where do we find the rest of the Yotei 6?
And I'll make the argument that I think westerns really did take a lot. Westerns and samurai movies kind of have taken a lot from each other. They are very similar. They're very similar genres.
Mount Yotei.
Just with different
master is still hiding out
different
there.
Subject matter.
The old inn. Someone there may know where I can find Saito's dogs.
I mean, what it did, was it Kurosawa who did Seven Samurai?
I have to go home. Back where all this started.
Yeah, it was Kurosawa who did Seven Samurai. Which, again, then went on to inspire the American version, The Magnificent Seven. I mean, they're essentially the same movie. They're two different... again, with two completely different subject matters, but they're so similar. That's just the most easy comparison to make. But like you'll see moments in this game where she enters this inn and everything. It's like, well, this is like the desperado cowboy entering the bar and everyone's eyeing him up. It's really interesting how they do that. There's a reason that these two are kind of some of my favorite. That Western and samurai. So it's two of my favorite genres. I'll say this: go watch the original Star Wars trilogy. You'll see a lot of kind of Japanese cinema and samurai movies. You'll see some influences, specifically in the lightsaber duels. You'll see a lot of influences, shall we say. I do believe George Lucas said that he took some inspiration from Kurosawa films. I could be talking out of my ass, but...
Out of the way! Jubei! Get back here!
I don't like her kid voice.
That hurt!
You let your guard
And
down.
yes, you have to hear the kid voice.
Stop running, coward!
Good amount. God, it's so hard to see in that direction. Like, I lost him because he ran into the sun. So yeah, in certain places and locations, you actually get this thing where you actually go and kind of relive the past as young Atsu, as she's kind of making her return to her homeland.
Fathers!
You don't need my help.
I've got you now!
Not yet.
Atsu, practice.
Be there soon!
Give up?
Never! Got you!
Let's finish this in the training ring.
Maybe later. You heard Mother. I'm late.
So even though she was, she did want to learn the sword and everything, she also learned the shamisen from her mother, which
Ready to
I
practice your shamisen?
fucking love
I guess.
the sound of this instrument.
Run your fingers across the strings. When you find the note, hold it.
Dude, I love the sound of the shamisen. It almost sounds like a banjo in a lot of ways, and before somebody says
See?
that I'm,
Loosen your
making a
grip on
bad
the
joke,
saw.
I love the sound of the banjo. It's such an interesting instrument, again, with that kind of plucky sound. And the shamisen has a very similar sound to it.
Perfect. Now, let the music flow through you. Feel the difference? I love this song. Let's play together. That was a gift from your grandmother. When I play, I feel like she is listening, on the wind, guiding me.
But how can she hear you if she's gone?
Music is not bound to this world. It can speak to those who are no longer with us. I will always be listening. Either here or on the wind. you still listening, Mother? One day I'll make perfect cuts like Father.
See, I'm kind of hoping that part of this game lets us almost rebuild her little homestead here. I'm not sure if it'll actually happen, but it would be cool.
Music doesn't come easy for me like it does Mother.
Would hitting something make you feel better?
Maybe.
I do not like this voice.
Strike
It
quickly
sounds
before
like
the metal is hot.
some guy trying to do
That's it.
like a prepubescent girl voice, but it just doesn't work. I don't like the voice actor for the kid. The older Atsu,
No.
actually, her
Respect your
performance
work.
so far I've actually enjoyed.
It's bent.
Don't just hit one side. Share your frustration equally. Reheat the metal. All it won't do as it's told.
Have you ever burned yourself?
Oh, yes. Not a lesson you forget. The blisters. Oof. Very good. Let's take a look. Would you like to see what I've been working on?
Yes?
Are you sure they're old enough?
Yes.
Every blade I've ever forged has been leading to this.
A masterpiece to protect our family.
Tsuba.
Is inspired by our twin wolves.
Can I hold it?
Of course. Once you know how to use it.
I like your dad.
Come.
He kind of plays into that trope as just kind of like
This way,
the
my little wolves. It's time
kind of
to
like
train.
Henry's
You
dad
won't win
from
this time,
Kingdom Come
Atsu.
Deliverance, where you know he just kind of has
That's what
some
you always
sagely
said.
wisdom, shall we say?
I think the children would enjoy some music.
The children.
Even though he's really just kind of a, I don't want to say like he's some lower class guy. He's never
Today we
been
return
just.
to the basics.
They almost make his more
a
simpler
blade without a strong
advice
core will
sound like it's more
I am ready to
sagely,
learn.
shall we say?
Seriously?
Form up. We'll begin with blocking.
We know how to block.
That remains to be seen. Jubei, hit your sister.
But not too hard.
Why does he get a real practice sword and I get a stick? Especially when there's more practice swords over there.
I'll break through
I
eventually.
can't remember what the name of the wooden practice sword is. I cannot think of what the name is off the top of my head. It's bugging the shit out of me.
Now, it's only fair that Atsu gets a chance to hit you, Jubei. But this time, I want you to break his guard.
Heavy strikes. Got it.
Where did you learn to hit like that?
From working the forge. You should
Is a
try it.
boken or a bokuto?
Harder, Atsu. Picture your shamisen. Sorry. This next lesson is about timing and patience.
Why do you look
Always
at
forget
me
the
when you
name of
say
that. For some reason, my brain always tries to say Shinai, but that is the name
you
of
smell like one?
Focus.
The
want you to practice parrying.
oh, come on, brain. The more bamboo practice swords that are used in
Yes, his guard is down. Follow through with an
kendo. There we go. Jeez, took me a second.
That's it. Hit him while he's vulnerable. Perfect timing.
I love the way the leaves and everything moves around the legs. That was one of my favorite things from Tsushima that I'm glad they carried over.
Father!
Sorry, son. Try again. Sometimes a single parry is not enough. A strong foe will continue to attack
So we continue to parry.
until he's interrupted. Then you strike. Try against your brother. Keep parrying. Good. Follow through. Don't stop. Very good. Multiple parries. Some strikes cannot be blocked or parried. Jubei, swing hard at your sister. Atsu, dodge his attacks. Sometimes, the only way out of trouble is to dash or roll away. Trust me.
He's learned from experience.
Excellent. Don't let him catch you.
You got lucky. Hold still.
My little warriors.
Pain can be a dangerous distraction. Call upon your restless spirit to shake it off. Now, how about
I like how they kind of try and have him explain away the whole you use spirit to heal yourself.
will receive an extra portion of fish for dinner. Begin.
That fish is mine.
You can lick the bones when I'm done.
You see, right there, that has got to be an adult man doing this voice.
You're going hungry tonight, brother.
I didn't even have a real sword, kid. Or a real wooden sword. I had a stick.
A wolf needs her pack. Remember that.
They're really going heavy on that yellow, aren't they?
I will find every last member of the Yotei 6. And I will bring you peace. Then I will join you in death. I swear it.
Little morbid, but okay. All right, guys.
I'm coming for you bastards.
Now, all right, guys. That's going to about do it for part 1 here. Thank you so much for watching. As always, social media down in the description. Like, comment, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see y'all in the next one. But until then, I'm out.